Hello friends, I am Meenakshi Sharma. Welcome you all on my YouTube channel. Today we will discuss about various sampling methods used in research and various terms associated with this. So let's start. Firstly, we have to know what is sampling method. So the sampling method in research is a procedure that the researcher performs for selecting a sample from a large population. They also have confusion regarding which sampling technique to choose for their research. When performing research on a group of people, it is quite difficult to carry the research. When after that, instead of gathering data from a large number of people, an investigator selects a sample. Now a question will arise in your mind that what is sample? So a sample in research can be referred to as a group of people whom you have selected as participant in your study. First, before starting sampling, you need to determine the target population for the research. So in simple way, a sample is a specific group of people from whom you want to accumulate information about the research topic. There are mainly two types of sampling: random sampling and probability sampling and non-probability sampling. We will discuss both of these here and further classification of both as well. So here in flowchart you can go through the various types of probability and non-probability sampling. So probability sampling includes a random selection of participants from a large population. It enables you to make statistical assumptions about entire group. It is the technique by utilizing which you can provide every individual in a population a chance to get selected as a participant in the research. And in non-probability sampling, selection of participant as per the convenience. In the sampling technique, you need to specify which sampling technique you have to use for selecting the samples. The non-probability sampling technique is considered to be more suitable for performing exploratory and qualitative research. In both qualitative and exploratory research, the main objective of the research is to test theories related to broad population. In simple word, researcher by performing qualitative and exploratory research intend to develop an understanding of the target population. So there are four methods of probability sampling: simple random, systematic sampling, stratified sampling and clustered sampling. First is simple random sampling. By utilizing a random sampling technique, you can provide all people in population an opportunity to get selected for the research. It is very much important for you to make sure that population which you have selected represent the entire population. These are some tools such as random number generator that you can utilize for applying the simple random sampling method. For example, if you are performing research on 1000 workers, in such a case, before applying a random sampling method, you can allot numbers in front of the name of each worker in the list provided by HR of that organization. You can use the random generator for making selection of 100 workers from 1000. Next one is systematic sampling. This sampling method in research is somewhat similar to a simple random sampling, but it is very easy method to apply. Here you can choose people at regular intervals. For example, you need to organize list of all workers in alphabetical order. From anywhere you can select the sample participant for your research. Next one is stratified sampling. You can apply such type of sampling when your sampling population consists of mixed characteristics. This sampling technique in research is considered to be appropriate when you intend to make sure that each character you have to represent in the population. You can categorize the population into subcategories based on their characteristics. Then after that, you can utilize statistical or mathematical techniques for analyzing and computing the number of the people who need to be in the sample from the every subgroup. For example, there are 600 females and 400 boys in a group. You must ensure that sample you have chosen is representative of gender balance. Therefore, the researcher can categorize the population on the basis of gender as a characteristic. Last one is cluster sampling. It is sampling technique used in research that include categorizing the population into small groups. While categorizing the population into small groups, you need to ensure that subgroup also consist of similar characteristics. By utilizing a cluster sampling technique, you can make a selection of complete subgroup as a sample. But the major drawback here is that there are high chances of error and there could be variation in the cluster. You cannot make sure that the sample cluster which you have selected represent the entire population or not. Next one is non-probability sampling. It's also of the five types: convenience, consecutive, quota, purposive, and snowball. Let us discuss all these one by one. First is convenience sampling. It is sampling that involve all those people who are easily accessible to the researcher. For example, a researcher conducted a survey to obtain information regarding university's student sport program. The researcher asked students to fill a survey form. It is best and convenient method of collecting the information. Next one is voluntary response or the consecutive sampling. It is a method which is somewhat same as the convenience. Here, a researcher mainly select such a sample that can easily have to access to. For example, online surveys created by investigator to collect information from college or university students. By conducting an online survey, researcher could gather useful information related to the topic. Main drawback is that opinion may be up to the mark or not. Third one is purposive. Here is the quota sampling. Next one is purposive sampling. It is method of sampling in which an investigator utilizes their judgment for selecting a sample that is most appropriate for accomplishing researcher objectives. The researcher mainly uses purposive sampling for performing qualitative research. You can apply this in such a type of research where you intend to in-depth knowledge about a particular phenomena. You need to first set particular criteria and reason for including a particular sample. Next one is snowball sampling. If you have difficulty accessing the target population, then you can use the snowball sampling technique for selection of the participant with the support of other participant. For example, researchers perform investigation for gathering information about experience of homeless people in a city. As the investigation investigator does not have easy access to list detail of the homeless. Therefore, the researcher cannot apply the probability sampling. Investigator by chance meet a homeless person and ask about other homeless people in that particular city. I hope this video will be beneficial for you. Keep learning, keep growing. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.